Good morning. Welcome to Sun and Moon's daily live stream. I'm Anaïs. Today you're going to need 2 blocks and a blanket, and we should be good to go from there. So once you have your props, go ahead and join me on your seat. Any seat is fine. We'll just take a couple centering breaths here together. So from your seat, you can soften your gaze or close your eyes. And as you breathe in, begin to tune into the pressure of your body on the mat beneath you. So noticing all the places where your body makes contact with the mat or your blanket. And then at the same time, as parts of you begin to ground down, notice what's lifting up and finding space. So at the same time, as you breathe in, you might be noticing a little bit of opening in the chest. Maybe the shoulders draw back and down away from the ears. And as you breathe in, tuning into the breath permeating the body to help open up these spaces. And as you breathe out, there's a sense of settling into this posture and into your body. After a couple breaths, you may begin to sense that you've arrived here in your body and in your practice today. And just becoming aware while we're here of any sensations you might be noticing inside your body. And without overthinking them, allow yourself to observe non-judgmentally. And perhaps just sit with those sensations for a few moments, noticing what it's like from their experience. After a couple more breaths, you can slowly begin to lift your gaze and open your eyes. Take one deep breath in here together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting all that tension, stress, thoughts wash away. All right, so today's theme is low and slow, so you can probably guess that we'll be starting on our back and keeping it very low to the ground. So go on and come onto your back. You won't need any props here, but if it's more comfortable to put a blanket anywhere under your head or whatever feels good, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, come down to your back, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then rock from side to side a couple times, warming up the spine with a little bit of touch here from your mat, kind of like a massage, little back massage here. And then pause in the center, bring your hands to your knees and bring a couple circles to the knees. Noticing maybe the hips begin to wake up. Does this feel good on the lower back? How is this feeling inside the body right now? And then you can switch the direction of your circles. And the next time you come through center, pause there. Let your left foot come down to the ground and interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Slowly, we're going to juice up the joint here. Just begin to bend and straighten the knee. Bringing a little gentle movement to wake up the joint. And then release that. Bring both hands to the knee. And then bring a couple more circles. And just one hand is fine here too. Maybe getting into the hip a little bit deeper here. All right, and then bring the knee back in. Interlace the fingers again behind the thigh. Lift the foot up towards the sky. And then keeping the knee soft, bring a couple circles to the ankle. And then the other direction. Just juicing it up here. And notice what feels good here. And allow yourself to luxuriate in that. All right, then release that foot all the way down to the ground, straightening the leg. And then from here, point the toes and lift the foot up. Deep breath in. As you exhale, flex the foot, pushing through the heel to release the foot back down. And then point again to lift back up. Okay, so a couple iterations on this side. And tune into the breath here to help guide the pace of the foot. And the next time you come up, interlace your fingers behind the thigh. And gently keeping the knee soft, bring the thigh in a little bit closer to you, going only as far as feels good. Without creating any strain, just a little more opening, a little help from your hands. And then bend the knee. And bring the right foot down to the ground, straighten the left leg on the floor. From here, you'll open the right knee out to the ground. Bring your right hand to the right knee, helping it alongside. And then take the left arm into a 90-degree angle on the floor. All right. Now press down through the back of the left arm. Press down with the right hand to open up on either side. And for a little more grounding, you can even flex through the heel, kind of like a standing balance pose, right? Except we're on our backs here. But you can still feel that same sort of grounding energy from this stable foot here. Noticing how strong and energetic it is as we flex the foot. And then as we open out on either side, like our branches opening out on our tree. And then bring your right arm out to a 90-degree angle. Take your left hand over to the right knee and guide it across your body. Just an easy twist here. If it feels good, you can turn your head over in the direction of the right hand. Or you can just hang out right here and the knee doesn't even have to come all the way to the ground. Just hanging out, tuning in, breathing out to relax into the shape a bit more. And then bring the knee back up. And point the toes again on the left foot. Lift the foot up towards the sky. Flex the foot to release back down. All right, let's come back to our stretches here on the left side. So bring the left knee in towards your chest. And then from here, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, bending and straightening the knee a couple times, juicing up this joint. All right, now bring your hands to the knee and then create a couple circles here, as big or small as feels good. All right, and then bring the knee back in, bring your hands behind the thigh, lift your foot up towards the sky and keep the knee soft as you bring some circles to the ankle. A couple more here, again noticing for what feels good. Awesome. All right, and bend the knee. Let your legs straighten out to the floor. Point the toes, lift them up towards the sky. Flex the foot to release back down. Let's do this 2 more times, 2 more cycles, using the breath to guide your pace. All right, last time here, as you come up, pause. Interlace the fingers behind your thigh and then pull the thigh in towards you gently. Keep that knee soft. And then bend the knee, straighten your right leg. You can bring the left foot down to the floor and use the left hand to guide the knee down to the ground, out to the side. Take your right arm out in a 90-degree angle to the floor. Press down through the back of the right hand. Press down through the left hand as you open up the thigh. And you can even energize the foot here by flexing, pressing through the heel. Notice that line of energy all the way from the foot to the top of the head. And even radiating out in the branches here on either side. As you press it back and down, you might find a little more opening in the chest and shoulders. And can the ears find a little more space between the neck and shoulders? And then bring your left hand out to a 90-degree angle. Take your right hand to the left knee and guide it across your body. All right, and wherever you land is fine. Allow yourself to hang out here with the option to turn your head to the left side for a slightly deeper twist, if that feels good. And wait for your next exhale. Bring the knee back up. Bring both knees back together, hug them into your chest. And this time you're gonna roll forward and back a couple times, rocking forward and back instead of side to side. So your back may come up off the floor. And let this be a massage too. Noticing how the vertebrae feel with that contact from the mat beneath you. And then eventually you're going to rock all the way up. Bring your feet flat on the ground. Bring both hands to the knees. And begin to roll back as if you were going to fall back or come back to your back. All right, but before you come all the way down, let your head, your chin come down towards your chest to pull back. Let your arms extend forward as you keep the hands on your knees. And then roll back up. Take a nice deep breath at the top, pulling shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, roll back again. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, I'm going through this cycle. Inhale at the top, breathing in deep as you open the chest, pull the shoulders back and down over the ears. And exhale. All right, I think we're back. Lost you guys there for a second. All right, so coming back to hands stacked on top of the knees, forehead to hands. If this is feeling a little too intense in the back, you can grab your fists and just put them one on top of the other here to create a little more space between your forehead and the knees, or you could even grab a block or your blanket. And if this is feeling really good in the spine and you want a little more opening, you can walk the toes a little bit further forward, letting the knees come down and letting your forehead follow. So wherever you are, continue breathing in here. And let the feet be soft, so if the toes need to pop up off the ground, that's fine. Breathing into the spine here. Each breath in creates a little more space between each vertebra. Just notice for any sensations here. And as we're opening, you might notice that your body just needs a little more TLC. So approach this opening and any sensations that come along with it with as much gentle kindness and compassion that you can. Almost like you're softening those spaces with gentle compassion. And then slowly begin to lift your head up and make your way into a seated position. Once you're there, inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them into cactus arms, 90-degree angles. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back to your cactus arms and press back through elbows and wrists. Breathing in. Continue to lift the chest up as you press back through the arms. Beautiful. And then release the hands down to the mat. Interlace your fingers behind you. You can even use your fists as a kickstand behind you. So let them come down to the mat. And lift your chest up as you reach your fists back. Breathing in. And if it feels good, you can bring a little bit of movement to the head with some yes or no, or even some small circles if that feels good. And if you're circling, don't forget to switch sides. Bring both hands to your knees. And then take the right hand behind you, take the left hand over to the right knee. Inhale to lift your chest up. And exhale to turn back slowly. And it's not about how far we're going here. You're going to pause here with your chest open out to the side. And then turn your head forward towards that front shoulder. Let your ear drop down towards the shoulder and breathe into the neck. Lift your head back up. Turn your chest forward and then switch sides. Breathing in to lift the chest and breathing out to turn back gently. Keep the chest where it is. Turn just your head forward and then let the ear drop down to the shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. And then release that. Let your head come up before the chest turns forward. And then make your way to table pose on hands and knees. If you need a blanket here, go ahead and grab that to give a little more cushion to the knees. And then reach out to the side with your right arm and thread it underneath the left arm, bringing the shoulder and head down to your mat or a blanket or your blocks. Noticing here in this new position, in this new shape, what new sensations are available to us. And how do we greet them? How do we make space for the sensation, the physical experience of this practice? Can we use the breath to open awareness in the body, to soften the spaces that are opening? Just tune in and notice how the body responds here as you breathe into the shoulder. Slowly press yourself back up. Bring the right hand to the mat. And then reach up with your left arm and thread it underneath the right. Gently press yourself back up to table pose. And then step the right foot forward between both hands. Come on to both blocks. And then bring some gentle rocking movement to that front knee. Coming forward and back. Maybe starting with a much shorter range of motion and then eventually lengthening so that the leg comes towards straight. So play around with that for a couple cycles of breath, using the breath as always to help guide the pace of this movement. And maybe the next time you come back, you lift the toes up off the floor and you come all the way back. Breathing into that space. And the next time you come forward, maybe you scoot your blocks forward a little bit so you can come even more forward. finding new sensation here. And then from here, tuck the back toes into the mat, lift the back knee up. Release that knee back down. And then press yourself up to bring both hands to the front knee. Lift the chest up, pull the shoulders down and back. And then gently release your hands back down to the blocks and bring both knees back together underneath the hips. Step forward with the left foot this time. And bring that gentle rocking movement again to the front knee. Noticing any differences from side to side. And your only job here is to be fully present with whatever that sensation is here. Noticing the differences from either side without comparing them, without placing any judgment. Simply practicing being with those experiences and sensations inside the body. And the next time you come back, maybe you come all the way back, letting the toes lift up off the floor. Your blocks can come with you for a little more support. And breathe into that space. Being fully present with this sensation. And offering, as always, a kind, gentle attention and attitude towards whatever is happening in the body right now. And then come forward, bring your blocks with you and come all the way forward, a little bit deeper if it feels good. And hang out here for a moment, taking deep breaths. Eventually, tuck your back toes into the mat, lift your back knee up. You can even press back through that heel if it feels good. And then release the back knee down and press yourself up to bring both hands to the front knee. Lift your chest up, pull the shoulders down and back. Opening up all that tightness in the hips that we can get from sitting or even walking a lot, biking. This is very much needed for our hip health. And then release your hands back down to the blocks. Bring both knees back together. And then remove your blocks to bring both hands down to your mat. Gently begin to lift the right leg up and back. Your left arm comes with it. Reach forward, reach back. Flexing back through the heel as you let the head stay neutral so that there's a nice long line all around the back of the neck. You can a little more energizing or balancing. And then bend the knee, bend the elbow, and press up. If this feels good, take another breath or two here. If you'd like a little more opening, you can reach back for your back foot and continue lifting up. Two more cycles of breath wherever you are. And then release back down to the mat. And switch sides, lifting your right arm and the left leg. Reach forward, reach back. Let the head look down at the mat or at the floor. Creating a nice long line in the neck and spine. Bend the knee, bend your elbow, and press up. And if this feels good, you can hang out here. Or for a little more opening, reach back. And continue lifting the chest, lifting the knee up. Two more cycles of breath. And release back down. All right, come on back to your seat. We'll wrap up in a seated position. Any seat is fine here. Let's just take a couple breaths together, maybe placing the hands on the heart, on the belly, or one on the belly and one on the heart. Taking a moment to tune in. And notice any shifts in the body since we began our practice. I'm letting the body take a moment to settle down and come back to baseline as the heart rate slows. Our breaths become longer. And you can witness this process just as we witness those sensations inside the body during practice. Using this touch from our hands as a way to convey that we are here. We are present with the breath, present with the heart. And bringing that kind, compassionate attitude to the body and all the life that lives inside. And then bring both hands together in front of the heart. Let's take one more deep breath in together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And bow your head to honor your body, your breath, your practice, and all the beautiful souls that are practicing with us today. Thank you so much for your practice. I hope you're feeling good, and I hope you have a great day.